Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today I'm finally going to take a look at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 for the Nintendo Switch. This is a game that I have wanted to do for a very long time, but obviously I banned Activision Blizzard games from my channel for a long time. That no longer stands, and then I'm like, you know what, I want to talk about this game. So we're going to play a little bit while we're, whoops, get the buttons right, do a bit of the old solo. We'll go to Tony Hawk's 2, because I know those levels are a little bit better. Yeah, School 2. This game is everything that a Tony Hawk's fanboy would love. Like, what hasn't been said about this game? It's a fantastic love letter of the original games. The soundtrack, stuff like that. The soundtrack is very low, because it'll probably get demonetized. Not that I get monetized anyway, but my point is it's low because I want this video to actually go up and people to see it. But I want to talk about specifically about the Switch version, because this game, and you're probably going to see it just with this flyover, obviously lower resolution, runs probably at 30 frames rather than 60. It's a passable version of the game. It is not the best version of the game, like most things are when with the Switch, but just so you guys can see, I will admit I am not the best Tony Hawk's player, but I do love these games. So it's one of those things where I'm like, you know, let's hope that they manage to sort things out and actually not bail like that. They manage to sort things out and get the other games, the old classic games, onto the system. Anyway, the Switch version, because that's what we're here to talk about. We're going to be talking about how this game runs. I'm just playing this, trying to do goals and stuff in the background, but don't pay too much attention to what I'm doing and not doing, I guess. We're going to hop around levels as well. But the Switch version, I've had this for about a year now, I think. I believe so, something like that. And I very much enjoy the fact that I can play this game. I have a way of playing this game. You can tell that it is quite an ugly version of the game. You can see a lot of the... There's not much, or at least it doesn't feel like there's a lot of aliasing, which is never great. But there's that. There's the fact that everything's a little bit blurry. A lot of the shadow and lighting and stuff is a lot worse compared to the other version of the game. Now, it's not to say it's a complete clusterfuck and ugly and all that sort of stuff. It's just, at this point, you know with the Switch hardware, even on games that have come after this, how things are going to run and look, right? That's just the nature of it. But I will say, as someone who has spent a lot of time playing inferior versions of games, because I have a Switch, so therefore I am going to play everything on said Switch. It don't bother me too much. But honestly, like, if you are somebody that is looking to play, you know, who wants to relive the memories of the golden age of the skateboarding games, you need to know what this version's like, right? Because ultimately, you want a fun experience. Got the hall pass, is nice. Let's go for the classics. And no, thank you. Oh, retry level. And like, this is a game that I think a lot of people are going to be able to just accept that it is the way it is, and that'll be fine for a lot of people, right? And in that instance, you can play this, and you're going to have a fairly decent experience playing this Tony Hawk's game. Simple as that. You will just have a good time. But there's no point beating around the bush. Like, you hopefully can see from this gameplay, like, how this game is looking and feeling and all that sort of good stuff. I'm a lot more lenient on things. I've always been kind of lenient on things. And I think, you know, you need to take that, with me talking about that, you need to kind of, like, take that and accept that I'm willing to put up with stuff that runs bad. If you want an example of a game that runs bad that I played recently, MechWarrior 5 Clans ran on my computer like utter trash. And yeah, I still had a good time with it. But, you know, if I'm going to recommend a game to somebody for them to play it, they need to know what they're getting into. And that didn't trigger. I thought that was one of the rails. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I gotta come from this side. There we go. Oh, that's the open sesame rail. And is this the other one? Which I've missed. This game keeps pretty much all the things you remember, by the way. So, like, there's so many cool things in it. It's not just the, you know, the way the games runs. It's like the characters, the people that are in it, all that sort of stuff. There's like It's just great. They really thought about who should be in this game. Modern skaters, new skaters. Sorry, old skaters, new skaters. Different generations of skaters in general, basically. So on top of that, you've also got the first game as well. You've got the second game. You've got different modes. You've got Creators Park. There's tons of stuff here. And I think the Switch version is pretty much the same as the others in terms of that. It's complete. But always the biggest difference is loading times and things like that and the way that the game runs and whatnot. But I'm here to say, look, is this a game that you want to get on your Switch? Yes, I think so. I think if you've only got a Switch, this is actually more than fine way of playing the game. What do you collect skate? Get the secret tape. More than fine, right? And let's get some... Ooh. Get some speed going. Oh, got another point as well. Rail balance. Very important. Always go for that rail balance. Yeah, this is a game that if you only have a Switch... is actually a really good way of playing the game, right? It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, so don't get me wrong on that. Like, there's always the unfortunate thing with Switch games, isn't it? That you are going to get usually an inferior version if it's based like a 3D game. Let's say most 2D games should, you would hope, would run pretty. Oh my god! I almost just got run over. Should run at the same. There we go. Should run like any other game on a system, but a game like this, you can see the popping. You know, you can see the game having very little aliasing. There's a lot here that is definitely not great, but I do think you are going to have a good time with it if you've never played it. And honestly, like, as somebody who loves the classic Tony Hawk's games, you know, I think this game's great. I really do. Why did I think there was something over here? I think maybe I don't know if the stat points move based on the characters. Maybe they don't. I can't even remember. Because in the original game there was money. And you collect those. But, oh, the stat points in the swimming point now. We'll change up the level. We'll finish this run. Change up the level. And show off some more stuff before we call it a day. Just so you guys can see it. I know that at this point, you know, this is a game that has been out for a long time. You've probably played it. You've probably seen enough of it. Whoa. But honestly, I just really like the fact that I have a way of playing it. Like, I don't own a PlayStation or an Xbox. Like, so every time I play like Switch games, these are the versions that I'm getting. I have the option to buy one for sure, so I can play them, or I can play it on PC. Could also do that. But I have there's a real affinity to playing stuff on Switch, and I know a lot of people still don't necessarily want to play those games on Switch because of their inferior versions, but I still get a lot of fun being able to play this stuff on the go and being able to play this stuff, you know. Oh, we've got a. Oh, I missed some of the stat points on some of these. That's fine. Let's go and do the competition. To me, it's a lot of fun to be able to still play a lot of these games on the go, or, you know, at home on a smaller screen, and I still get that feeling with the Switch. The Switch has been nothing but great. I also really like checking out these ports, because it's good to know, like, how these games run. Like, okay, this game might not look amazing, but at least it runs well enough. Whoa, that's interesting. That stat point over there. Let's get that one. Give me that. Now, I absolutely suck whenever I do competitions. I know there is kind of like a cheaty way of doing it. Give me that. Don't bail, because that's definitely not going to help. It also helps if I knew what Jeff Rowley's specials were. Normally I play as Tony Hawk, so I know what my specials are. But, you know, it's good to just pick this game. I will say, one thing this game absolutely has in spades is the ability for pick up and play. Like, this is one of the best pick up and play games you are going to get on this system. It is so fun to, like, not play this game for a little bit and just come back to it. And then next thing you know, you're enjoying it all over again. No, don't want to do that. I don't know where any of the moves are on the controls. Oh boy, we didn't even try again. See if we can do it. Can we get some poppin' scores? I used to play primarily just like inverts. Oh, bollocks. That's where I like to do all my tricks. But I think most people know that the best way to do it is a combination of things. Get that up. But yeah, I used to just do this. That was how I used to play, but it must be a bit weird because I'm pretty sure Jeff Rowley's more of a street skater. I could be wrong. My knowledge of skating has definitely deteriorated over the years, but the actual game and stuff is a lot of fun. But yeah, if you are thinking about getting this game, bloody hell, and not sucking like me, I actually recommend that you pick it up on Switch if you've got no other way of playing it. I'm definitely going to fail at this. Bailing all over the place. Oh my god. Right, thanks game. I honestly really like this game. It does run in a way that isn't perfect. You can probably see that from the gameplay, apart from when I'm falling over. But I will say it's still a lot of fun. It's a game that I've picked up again recently. I'll play it for a couple of hours, I'll put it down, I'll come back to it, play with a different skater next time. I love it, it's great. It's got all the modes you'd expect, it's got everything you want, but in terms of the Switch version, specifically the Switch version, it's a lot of fun. I recommend if you've got a Switch, and this goes on sale all the time, pick it up. I don't know what the physical version's like, it's probably about 25 to 30 quid still, but digital version you can get it for like £10-15 pretty regularly. I think it's worth it. Obviously, if you have a PC, an Xbox, a PlayStation, get it on there. You're going to have a much better experience. But if you've only got a Switch and you want to play this game on the go, it's awesome. That's it for today's video. It's kind of a weird one. I just wanted to talk about this game. Like, I haven't had a chance to talk about it, and I really wanted to. So, it's me just sort of gushing over it. But just go in with the knowledge, knowing that it's not the best version, all right? And then you're good. And if you can accept that, you're going to have a good time with it. But thank you very much for watching, as always. If you liked the video, hit like. If you want to see more content, then hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below in the description, as always. And until next video, I will see you then.